Hey, guys.
You guys. We're trying here.
We got something to talk to you about.
Okay. We want to make the show better, and I'm guessing that you would like a better show. This is just my guess. I'm just throwing it out there. This show can be improved. We can be better. We can do more interesting things, but we need your help to do it.
And to do so, all you need to do is go to our website, thankgodimatheist.com.
Easy to find.
Click on, so right on the front page, over on the right-hand side, there's a big old banner, and you click on that. It says something about Joyride on it.
Yeah.
And you go to our page on Joyride, and that's where you can donate and help out.
And you just sign up. It's quick. It's easy. It just takes away a bunch of your money.
But you get to select the amount that it takes.
Right. No, it doesn't take a bunch. It takes whatever you sign up for, and then monthly you have the comfort and joy of knowing that you have participated in what must be, I can only imagine, is your absolute favorite show of all time.
And you know what we'll do? We'll thank you on the show. Mm-hmm. And there are other rewards, other things you can do. We have a monthly Google Hangout that you could join in on if you are donating at that level.
You can ask us questions directly to our face and embarrass us in front of all of the other people.
Yeah, it's been fun, the ones we've done so far.
Yeah.
And
So do that. It's important for us, and we would really appreciate it.
All right, and here's the show. Everybody.
Hi, guys. Well, from Salt Lake City, Utah,
it's Thank God I'm Atheist,
the podcast.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan.
And coming up today, we're going to talk about some issues surrounding the idea of organ donation. Actually.
Yeah,
Doesn't really sound very atheist.
But it is. Because, all those most of the places you find organs are in churches, so it's related to...
So we need to get those organs into
secular buildings.
Secular spaces. Donated. Mm-hmm. Somehow we need to convince these churches to donate.
And or
organs.
Makers of organs, to donate.
Smart. Good move. Good move on our part. All right, well, Dan.
So, yeah, we'll get into that later on. Only not that thing, the real organ donation subject.
Wait. I thought that was the real thing.
Oh, shoot. Are you not prepared?
I read about all the wrong stuff.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, do you have a story for us?
I do. Well, I would like to go to the land down under.
I go to the land down under.
Where there is an Islamic school in Melbourne, and where the principal has banned the girls from running.
Oh, good.
Over virginity issues, over the fear that they will lose their virginity whilst running.
Is it that they'll lose their virginity, or that they'll burst their hymen or something?
Well,
or are those two things the same in his mind?
I suspect in his mind, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a very confused man, apparently.
Also, if girls run, then here's where I can help him out.
Yeah,
when girls run, it's just going to get their blood pumping.
Yeah.
They're on display for all to see.
Yeah. They might lose their virginity because they get the attention of a boy.
Yeah, they're moving because little boys' sight is based on motion, like T-Rex. So
it's just zero in.
If we can just keep the girls from moving quickly.
Or at all. Really.
Frankly, recess should be about boys playing and girls huddling in corners.
Yeah. Covered. Head to toe.
Right.
Can't even tell what they are.
Hopefully you can put a whole tarp over them.
Well, that is basically the concept of most Islamic dress for women.
Right.
It is tarp-based.
It's girl tarps. is what their whole
and
dress code
body
is.
tarps.
Man beards and girl tarps is what is the main, the most important part.
They're all about it
of halal.
Yeah,
living.
so he has canceled girls cross country apparently, and any other probably track and field and whatnot. And he also is very concerned about just for example, his issue with soccer is that girls might break their leg and thusly render themselves infertile.
It feels like he's skipped some classes in school. It feels like maybe he doesn't quite...
Maybe he attended religion courses too much.
Right.
And biology a little too little.
Right, something like that. I was watching videos from an old British show called A Bit of Fry and Laurie with Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And one of the sketches was... I think I even posted this. I posted this one in the members only lounge. It's one of the sketches. Hugh Laurie comes into Stephen Fry's office with his son in tow, and Stephen Fry is the headmaster at a school. And Hugh Laurie's like, "Tell him what you told your mother last night at the dinner table." And the kid said, "Sexual intercourse can lead to pregnancy in the adult female." And he's like, "Well, what do you have to say about that?" And they go through this whole thing, and it turns out that Hugh Laurie had no idea that sexual intercourse actually does produce.
Funny.
Didn't know where the babies come from.
And apparently neither does Principal. I won't even attempt his name.
Principal something in Australia.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a weird. How old are these kids? How long is it a K through 12 type school? Is it do they have older girls or is it just little girls?
Well, it's called Altaqua College.
Oh.
I don't know if that means what exactly that means in sort of Australian educational parlance. But
cuz if they're older,
this did not seem to be grade school. This seemed to be, I definitely got the impression that it was at least middle school, perhaps high school.
So
age.
Teenagers.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely dealing with teenagers.
Well, then
also because the handwritten letter that was included, an image of it that was included, I hope this is not adult handwriting.
Well, I mean, if it's teenagers, then there's other issues involved that I totally understand. When teenage girls run, there's like jiggly bits.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things that might drive an older, totally pervy school principal around the bend. So,
yeah.
So there you go. I don't know. That's just stupid. They're dumb.
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to stick with the Muslims.
Oh, good.
We're going to go to Mecca.
For a laugh.
You and I aren't going to go to Mecca.
Never.
Will
never happen.
Probably not.
I
kind of want
venture.
to. I feel like I would
convert, Dan.
Yeah,
you could go through a whole charade, which would actually be an interesting experiment.
I'd love to do that. But you know what? It's interesting. I've actually read that even American Muslims, devout Muslims, have a rough time.
They have a difficult time. I watched a documentary following a group of American Muslims going to Mecca for the Hajj,
right.
And one of the pilgrims was a white convert with fiery red hair.
Yeah,
and she definitely stood out. And they did face issues. They faced issues all along the way of getting approved to go. But it can be difficult.
But this isn't about the Hajj. This is just about the city of Mecca and a shop that a shop owner is planning on opening.
Okay.
A sex shop. But he wants it to... It seems like that would not work.
That doesn't seem to fit with my idea of what Mecca is. Really?
But this is a halal sex shop that he wants to open.
So wait a second.
Yeah. Apparently,
So no pork products involved. Is that the
definitely? Well, no. Halal doesn't mean food. Halal means acceptable under Islamic law.
Oh, so, but definitely to be acceptable, they couldn't. Have
there's no pork.
Product.
No, there's there's no pigskin panties or anything like that. There will also not be sex toys or porn of any kind.
What?
But
what kind of sex shop is this going to be?
There will be items which, quote, increase feelings of sensuality and improve the atmosphere between the couple.
So this is a candle shop.
this is
the incense and candle shop. Mm-hmm. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, and also like little guidebooks of halal dirty talk. Like if I could see your body, I bet it would look really good right now.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is being opened by a man who is a Muslim, but he's I think he's Dutch, or Dutch and Arabic or something like that.
So he wait a second.
He's Moroccan Dutch, and he
okay.
He says the shop will be fully Sharia compliant because in Saudi Arabia it is Sharia law.
Yeah,
and so. Yeah, hell yeah, it's going to be Sharia compliant, or you just go to jail. That's not a big deal.
So seriously though, like, okay, what did you say they're selling again?
It's unclear to me what they're selling, except that it's going to be a unique Arabic collection for a sensual love life.
Okay, are there any photos with this thing? Like, I mean, seriously, like, because he has a shop in. You said in the Netherlands?
No, he's got another shop. He is Moroccan Dutch.
Okay.
He's got an online Arabic sex shop. That had. I mean, so. Hang on, I'm opening that link now, and I will tell you. But yeah, I mean, so apparently he's gotten the approval of a Saudi cleric.
Oh, good.
To make sure that he's in compliance. Oh, what have I done? Oh
no,
I've done something wrong.
Dear God.
Anyway, he's so. I mean, apparently it's gonna work in the sense that like he's not going to be arrested.
So probably. I'm trying to imagine. So it's like the lingerie type section, maybe?
Yeah, I think that it's just going to be that sort of thing. It's going to be. Sexy stuff that women can wear only when they're
under
exactly.
The burqa or niqab or whatever.
Niqab or whatever. Yes. So now I have El Azira pulled up.
Sexy shop.
Sexy shop. There are no pictures on the main oh no, that's just. This is not the main page. I'm going to go to the main page. Well, the link was to the Sharia compliance page.
Oh, okay.
I do like their slogan, which is "Feel admired, feel loved, feel sensual."
I want there to be a Mormon sex shop. Now.
There is.
What? Where?
Down in Utah County, there are all of these places that are called like. Modest is hottest and stuff,
but that's not.
No,
that's not a sex shop.
No, that's not a shop. There are
like a women's clothing store.
No, but there. I'm thinking of something else. There are shops that are like aimed at Mormon couples to heat up the bedroom. Oh, okay. So there's like lots and lots of like lubes and lotions and scented things on this website.
Okay.
All right. And that seems to be it.
That's helpful.
They've got cooling.
Oh.
They've got some sort of sensual cream. Yeah, they've got cooling and warming.
They have all the...
Ooh, they've got one called Magma.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Ooh, one called Oxygen, the tagline for which is, love her, love him.
Oxygen.
As you wish to be loved.
Oh.
Yeah. And the warming one has the tagline, touch her gently.
Oh. As opposed to when you're disciplining her.
Right. Yeah. But that's not for the bedroom.
No.
Unless she does something wrong, in which case you have to touch her less gently.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, great.
So,
okay.
exciting things happening apparently in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, I'd like to take us to another shop.
Oh, please do.
That exists in another part of the world. Mm-hmm. This is up in Granville, Michigan.
Oh, yay.
There is an auto repair shop where the owner this is in addition, right? This is sort of adding on to a story that we've covered a little bit of shops, businesses that are saying no to gays. Right. And he is saying no to gays. He's saying he will not hesitate to, quote, refuse service to an openly gay person or persons.
Oh.
And, there's nothing terribly new here.
Yeah.
What is new, in my sense, is that even the pizza people were saying, no, if a gay person comes in, we'll serve them a slice, but we're not going to cater their wedding.
Right.
It was very much about like this other thing, an activity that they did not want to be involved in.
Right.
Well, the owner of Diesel Tech,
of course it's Diesel Tech,
Brian Clawitter, something like
Gaywitter.
that. He's just saying, I don't want gay people. Period.
Just don't come in.
Don't come in. He so and I guess when he was pressed a little bit, so he did this whole big post on Facebook about the whole thing, right? Just sort of stating his position. They included things like our rights as conservative Americans are being squashed more and more every day. Apparently, if you are white or close to it, you have a job, go to church, and own a gun. That translates into racist, privileged, bigot. No, all right. So this really seems to be where he ends up going with this, though, when pressed, was that he said that he was fine if a gay person needed their truck worked on.
Okay.
But he will not tolerate, quote, outward affectionate behavior between same-sex couples at his diesel shop.
Oh, dude, this guy is just inviting gay people to come and kiss out, just make out in front of his shop. Oh my God, he's basically just saying, please, please, please come make me uncomfortable in front of my shop.
Yeah.
And I would like to invite.
If you're looking for a gay bashing, if you're looking to be gay bashed, you better be in like large numbers if you're going to test this guy on his positions, because this guy, he is. If you want to come in here with your boyfriend and you want to openly display that, that's just not going to be tolerated here.
Oh man, okay. Wait, where is this place?
Michigan.
In Michigan?
Granville, Michigan.
Okay. I know that there is a thriving bear community in Michigan. Somebody needs to organize and get a bunch of really big guys out there, and just start making out like crazy, just out on the public, out on the sidewalk in front, so that it's not on his property.
No,
and just don't stop. Do it for days.
My guess
days and days, shifts. Take shifts of making out.
I would venture a guess. There's probably a billboard near this place.
Yeah.
You could get him with a billboard, too.
Yeah, just any number of things. Just start. Yeah, this guy is begging for this to happen.
You know what? I got to say.
Yeah.
This is a guy who his masculinity is somehow threatened, right?
Oh my God,
the existence of homosexuality. Because he seems to be just talking about gay men.
Of course he is. He doesn't care.
If you want to come in here with your boyfriend, right? He's not even thinking about the fact that there are lesbians in this world.
No. You don't seem to understand how straight guys work. Lesbians are totally cool. Especially if they're hot.
I can think of some not cool lesbians.
Right. Well, yeah.
But I can also think of some lesbians who would own a diesel truck that he probably has. He's probably worked on their trucks.
He loves them.
Thinks they're fine people.
Yeah.
And hasn't even put two and two together.
Right.
I mean, he might even have somehow grasped that that's an old bull dyke.
But that's okay.
But somehow, there's well, not somehow. That's clearly not threatening to his sexuality in any way. I mean, this is the kind of guy who if he actually got to know some gay people, the first thing that would come out of his mouth would be something along the lines of, "Well, they seem okay. I mean, they didn't make a pass at me or anything."
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's all in his mind that every gay man out there wants to have sex with him.
Right.
Wants to somehow trick him into having sex with them.
Right.
Beguile them.
Because there's nothing more terrifying than the thought of being penetrated or something. Yeah. Anyway.
But I thought it's a little different than the pizza place.
He's no gays. No gays.
I mean, come on, dude. I mean, I guess there aren't a lot of diesel truck repairs that have to happen for wedding receptions. So it was a hard argument for him to
Yeah, he probably just wanted publicity for his business.
Yeah.
He's probably, and he couldn't, and you're right. He couldn't say, well, I won't truck repair for a gay wedding. You just can't say that. That just doesn't work. If there's a gay wedding and that takes place on a big rig, I will not work on that big rig.
First of all, that was a travesty.
First of all, that's not even enough room. Yeah. Where are you going to put the guests? That doesn't work.
That is disrespectful to the good people at Kenworth and Peterbilt, Mack Truck. Problem.
Oh my God. I mean, what's great, somebody needs to put in his mind the image of how much nastiness happens at truck stops. Because it's not all guy girl. There's plenty of gay goings on at the truck stops.
When the lizard's occupied by someone else.
Right. Hey, there's two lonely guys who both need to get off.
Oh.
Yep. Anyway, we'll move on from there.
Jesus Christ, Dan.
I'm going to move on to more holy things.
Oh, please do.
The Vatican is not just a city with a bunch of Catholics. It is a country.
Not anymore. Yeah.
It is a state.
Yeah.
And as such, it has ambassadors from countries all over the world.
Yeah.
So France has named a new ambassador to the country of the Vatican, who's been rejected.
Oh, really?
Pope Frank is not having it.
Whoa,
well, so now he's having private meetings, but his initial response was to just roundly reject Monsieur Laurent Stefanini. Is that the right guy? Okay. Anyway, he's gay.
Oh, no way. Oh, Pope.
So, yeah.
Oh, Pope Francis.
So, initially, he just rejected him outright. Now, a month later, they're having meetings because apparently France is standing their ground. Apparently, France isn't really? Excusez-moi, you may have this man who is both very straight and he has had sex with many women, which we all know would work much better for the Pope. If he was just an adulterer, that's fine.
We can work on that.
Right.
There's stuff you can do about that.
Or
the gay thing's pretty hopeless.
Or it's just fine.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Well, I mean,
they're Italians and French people. They don't care about
the problem
adultery.
Is you can't have another temptation for those cardinals.
Right? That's true.
You know?
Talk about lobbying efforts.
Yeah. Yeah. He understands the inner functionings of the of the Vatican.
Right.
The Curia.
Oh, And the French ambassador throws the best parties.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh la la.
He gets everything he wants.
Also,
Complete influence.
Also, he has dirt on every one of us.
Well, and they all have French accents now?
They've all switched to French, to France. There are some French cardinals, I'm sure.
Oh, there'd have to be. Surely.
I didn't want to confuse our listeners.
The gayest of the cardinals.
Are the French?
I don't know. Probably not.
No, but the smelliest ones are.
Oh, God. That's amazing.
Oh, goodness. So, we don't know. I mean, France...
So, as we're recording, there's been no decision.
There's been no decision or no change of decision so far.
Right. The issue has not been settled. Let's say that.
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed. I just thought that was delightful. It was what a gambit for France to throw down. France is such a Catholic country.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny that they would be like, try this guy. What do you think?
I think they should send back another one that would be even more detestable.
Right. Or should be more detestable. Yeah.
Either test them on sort of their moral ground, or just be like, or you can have this rapist.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. Here you go.
He's our least favorite person in the country.
Take him. Yeah. All right.
You can have this transgendered.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't the Pope recently said something about transgendered people being worse than being like a nuclear bomb or something?
Really?
Yeah. He just came down hard on transgendered people.
What is happening with Francis? The shine.
The sheen.
The sheen.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone from just a nice sheen to like a Charlie Sheen. Did you just roll your? Did you just strain your? No. Did you sprain your eyeballs rolling them?
It
that
went
hard?
from Martin to Charlie. Is what happened.
You thought I was saying Martin?
No. I added to it.
I got it.
I was joining in on your joke.
Right. Got it.
Yeah. From Martin Sheen to Charlie
Sheen. Now he's got it.
Because nothing but respect
for Martin.
For Martin. Yeah.
For Ramon.
Yeah. Estevez.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, this comes to us, this next story from China, where actually not a very new tradition. It's at least a couple. It's been happening for a little while, with regards to funerals in some parts of China, where friends and family have been hiring strippers to perform at the funeral. And now the Ministry of Culture,
I'm on board.
Apparently last week, they plan to work closely with police. It says,
what?
To eliminate such performances.
What? They're trying to do away with funeral strippers?
Funeral strippers, they have a problem of some kind with this being a new cultural phenomenon in the country.
God forbid that kind of prohibition doesn't come here.
Do you want a funeral stripper?
Now I do.
You did.
I didn't.
Now the concept.
It had never occurred to me before, but hell yeah, I want. Yeah, get some ladies out there. No, I mean I wanted to be cremated before, but now that there's the possibility of funeral strippers, I kind of wanted somebody put singles in my hand and have them, just one last thing where they
open casket.
Yeah, where I can just pretend we can all pretend that I'm watching
some kind of robotic arm.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
yeah, at some point,
creepy,
Dead Dan makes it rain.
You just have like one of those little like card shuffler.
Yeah, exactly. Things. It just shoots it.
Well, apparently, I don't know how this article doesn't really go into like how long this has been happening on the mainland, but in Taiwan, it's been going on for a couple decades.
Wow.
In fact, it's long enough to have caught the attention of some producers who put a piece together for National Geographic. Who did a very tasteful piece on the concept of sort of more funeral traditions.
Why would you make it tasteful? Don't do Taiwan. A tasteful piece.
It's a tasteful piece about the distasteful customs. So I guess there's this thing in Chinese culture where the more people who show up to mourn is a good sort of indication. It's a harbinger of good fortune in the afterlife.
Oh,
okay. The more people you can have show up, the better you're going to fare.
He who dies with the most friends wins.
I guess so. And so these there's been a long performance of like maybe having like a little parade or a procession of some kind in order to draw in mourners.
Yeah,
it's gotten more and more elaborate. They like this video is absolutely amazing. There's like this huge like bus that is like blaring music. It's covered in flowers.
Hell yeah.
And there's like dancers on it and like there's poles. They're doing their whole thing. It is crazy. Plus there's like all the processioners with like the shit that they're carrying.
Oh,
I mean, this
wedding
wedding strippers. That would be another good one.
Yeah.
But these funeral strippers are trying just to draw people in.
I love it.
Now it's hit the mainland.
Now it's like it's got to be to the point where it's like, oh, I hope that there's a funeral this weekend. I really need to party.
That's what it looks like.
I love it.
And these events are actually very expensive for the families. Clearly,
of course they are.
And so, yeah.
I love it. I want it. I want...
So I guess CCTV, which is the China Central Television, right? They found about a dozen funeral performance troupes that offer these kind of services in every village in this one part of China. And they put on, typically, any troupe can be put on as many as 20 shows a month. At a rate of 2,001 a pop, which would be about $322.
Oh, wow!
But in like considering what like people in these, this is not like super.
Yeah,
this is not the big cities here. These are sort of smaller city, probably of like 15 million people or something.
You can't compete with the funerals in big cities.
No, big city funeral.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
there's
hundreds of strippers.
There's just no telling what's going to happen everywhere. Just free blowjobs going around for mourners only. It's only for mourners. If you're not actually in pain.
Yeah, unfortunately, funerals are of course attended by the family.
Yeah,
and that often includes children.
Right.
So yeah,
let them get an education. Let them learn what not the boys will learn one thing, the girls will learn about career opportunities in their future. You never know.
Yeah,
it's good for everybody.
Yeah, I grew up with hearing stories of just like like Japanese culture, right? And just mind being blown growing up, like as a teenager. I would just hear like crazy the Japanese just do crazy things, right?
Sure.
And it turns out, they've got some funny things that they do, but it all seems rather tame, right? By comparison, when you have like this huge, forming country, across the way that is just like got so much money now. And they're just like doing the craziest shit over there. Shit. Like now China has become the source of like all the best crazy like stories from the East. You know?
Like, although Japan's holding their own. I recently saw a YouTube video of a Japanese game show where a guy was judged on his karaoke skills. But there was a twist. He was getting a hand job while he was singing.
Wow.
So he's trying to sing his song and a pretty girl is helping him rub one out.
No way.
I was like, wow.
That's good.
That's pretty decent TV.
Yeah, it's not a funeral stripper.
No, it's not a funeral stripper. And I think you're right that the Chinese are
they've trumped the Japanese.
Are taking over.
Yeah.
If we could see what was happening in North Korea, maybe there'd be enough weirdness to overtake it all.
The wealth is too concentrated.
Yeah.
The power's too centralized.
Yeah, but
you're not gonna see
the
it
Kim
quite
Palace, there's some fucked up shit going on in there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's probably why What's His Bucket liked it so much.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to move on to to Arkansas.
Also a wealth of crazy in this world.
You and I certainly experienced some crazy there. Including one of my favorite parts of our trip through the South, which was Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Home of like mega Christian passion play, like
amphitheater.
And the accompanying
the Bible Land Park
Land Park thing, which was just dumb and funny and whatever.
Yeah.
But also was like the town itself was like gay mecca.
Yeah, Eureka Springs was awesome.
It was super gay, like little artistic community.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
they had a good little restaurant.
Yeah,
they have a wax museum. You don't get that everywhere.
No, that was Hot Springs.
Oh, that was Hot Springs. Also
which had a wax Jesus. Also, a lot of gay people at Hot Springs, Arkansas. Everywhere we went in Arkansas,
that's right.
It was just gay.
Somehow we found the gay meccas.
We did, and completely by accident. Yeah. So there, you're like, well, I did some research. Anyway, in Arkansas, in one of the places that we didn't go, which would be the capital, Little Rock, some senators are trying to clear the way. In my opinion, they clearly just want a big statue of Satan on their grounds because
that doesn't what?
Well,
in Arkansas?
Well, they're trying to clear the way for a giant Ten Commandments monument, and apparently they haven't learned anything from their neighbors over in Oklahoma, because when you try to do that, you're going to get Lucian Greaves and the Satanic Temple interested, and they're going to offer to put a monument up of their own.
Yeah, you'd probably have to be informed and read the newspaper and whatnot. My guess is, sorry, Arkansas, Arkansonians.
I don't know. I mean, truly, from a politician's perspective, my guess is it's a win-win-win.
Oh, it's always a good move.
No matter what happens, if you say I want the Ten Commandments on the Capitol,
they'll never be blamed for the Baphomet.
No. As a matter of fact, now they've got an enemy, and there's nothing better in politics than having an enemy.
That's true.
So
calculating.
These senators seem like they're pretty dumb. I've been reading, and it's an opportunity for them to say all of the Christian tropes about how it's, here's a quote. This is Jason Rapert or Rapere or whatever you want. I don't know how he pronounces it. But he said, God has ordained civil government. Oh, this is the bill itself.
Oh, dear God. It actually says God in the bill.
Which is apparently heavily plagiarized from the Oklahoma bill.
Oh, no.
It says God has ordained civil government and has delegated limited authority to civil government.
God.
That God has limited the authority of civil government, and that God has endowed people with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good thing God's so involved. Yeah. So, basically this guy's just daring Lucian Greaves and the Satanic Temple and also the FFRF to come after it.
Right.
Please come after me. I need a popularity boost. But, of course, they're taking the bait, and Satanic Temple is on the case. They've been tweeting.
Oh, good.
They said that this Rapert guy, whatever his name is, should be removed from public office. They said no respect for plurality, no constitutional grasp, a public disgrace. And his reply tweet was, quote, Satanic Temple is calling for my removal from office. They join the abortionists, atheists, and ultra-liberals. It clearly works for him.
Yeah.
This is good for him. So there you go.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what's happening.
Well done.
Yeah,
Arkansas.
yeah, I suppose so.
Huh.
If you're from Arkansas and you'd like to chime in on this, or if you're from anywhere.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, but only from Arkansas.
Well, no. If you're from anywhere and want to chime in on any of these things, if you're from another planet and you have access to email, you can email us at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can call us. You can leave us a voicemail message at 424-666-8442.
English only, all you aliens. None of those other interplanetary languages, I guess. I'm just going with the aliens thing.
Yeah, and there's also Facebook, facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
Yeah, or go to the members only lounge. You have to search it. You can't just click on it. You have to.
What do they have to type into the search?
TGIA Members Only Lounge is what it's called. If you find that, you can ask to be a member, and I'll let you in.
Wonderful. All right, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
This is Pat Robertson.
Shocking. We never use him.
He's going off on a couple of topics that, boy, he just loves.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton and gays.
You know, the amazing thing, there was a federal law passed. Bill Clinton signed it into law when he was president, the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. It was not controversial because essentially it said that the freedom of conscience guaranteed by the First Amendment. We now have a candidate whose name is Hillary Clinton who wants to do away with the First Amendment, at least part of it. And this whole thing is shocking. But the First Amendment primarily guaranteed freedom of religion. It was just secondarily freedom of the press. That just said press, and that was all it said. And speech. But speech and press were secondary to our religious beliefs. And Congress shall pass no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That's the First Amendment. And then it starts talking about speech or press. But the primary function is to preserve our religious freedom, because our religious freedom is the foundation of our democracy. Without it, we do not have any rights, because our rights come from God, not from the king, not from the parliament, not from the Duma, not from any legislative body. They come from God. Now, this bunch of gays, what they have done is single out, you know, for example, there'll be a city and there'll be 5 bake shops. 4 out of the 5 will do wedding cakes for anybody that wants them. Gay, lesbian, Muslim, Hindu, anybody. They'll do cakes. One little company says, no, we're Christian, we won't do homosexual wedding cakes. Okay. So they sue that one and force that one, because the idea now is not tolerance, it is conformity. They're going to make you go along with their lifestyle, whether you like it or not. Now, that's not freedom, ladies and gentlemen. That is totalitarian coercion. And that's what those people want. Liberals are not liberal. They are totalitarian socialists. They want the government to force everybody into their mold. So just keep that in mind.
Frank, will you stop trying to force everybody to be gay?
Oh, my God. Okay. I guess.
You're always doing that. You totalitarian socialist liberal.
I know, it's the worst. I'm the worst.
It's not tolerance that they want.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's so funny because I mean, yeah, I don't know. We talk about this stuff all the time. It's so easy to debunk these arguments, but they're just so cute. Why would you? It's just so cute when he says all the things.
I love the whole thing though about that, you know, no religion. Freedom of religion. That's the core founding freedom. No, not this freedom of speech or press.
Well,
oh my God. Those are secondary.
Right.
It's mentioned after it.
He didn't even touch on the right to peaceably assemble or petition the government for a redress of grievances,
which are important rights.
Right. Yeah, actually, freedom of religion is a little under half of the First Amendment. And the rest of those things. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think it's a very important part of the First Amendment. He's right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Freedom of religion is one of the most, probably the primary, well, no, I would say freedom of speech, regardless of how few words are used to express it.
Yes.
Is far more important.
Yes.
But freedom of religion and being free not to have a religion forced upon us
Yes.
is pretty important.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
I don't think that's how he would interpret it.
Well, that's fine.
Until someone tries to force Islam on him, and then suddenly it's like, no, we can't have Islam in our government.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Anyway, yeah, there you go.
Good old Patty boy.
Let's get to some people writing and calling in, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
A lot of response, almost exclusively response about our discussion of burials and embalmings and
the voicemail that I'm going to play.
Right.
It's also on the same topic.
Right. So I'll start with Bill, who wrote in and said, "Hey guys, I'm halfway through your show. I'm paused to write. I love the discussion about death, funerals, and composting. I've been saying for years that I wanted to be composted. Use me to grow some nice flowers. My dream is for someone to compliment my husband on his petunias and have him reply, 'Thanks, that's Bill.' What I've never understood is why, when people die, they become de facto saints. I had an uncle who had, like most humans, his share of faults, but at his funeral, this blowhard rabbi made a speech that was not only worshipful, but went on forever. Finally, an older woman sitting behind me shouted at the top of her lungs, 'Oh, will you come on already? He wasn't that good.' Oh, I wish I was there. Oh, how I wanted to have been there. Oh, shouting at funerals. There needs to be strippers and shouting.
Yeah.
I think I like it. On a more personal note, Bill writes, my father died when I was 22. His family sat around the Shiva praising him endlessly. I remember thinking, who the fuck is this person? That wasn't my father. Similarly, after my mother died, most of my siblings and I were able to talk realistically about her good qualities as well as her bad, her triumphs and failures. One of my sisters, however, retreated into that trap of idealizing our mother, as if at the moment of her death, all of her faults disappeared, leaving a totally false memory of some perfect being. I do not begrudge my sister her memories, but I often think that she never actually got to mourn our mother, because she was too caught up in the caricature to deal with the actual loss. Which brings me back to feelings about my own death. If I can't be composted, at least invite my friends over, serve plenty of alcohol, and encourage everyone to share memories. But for Christ's sake, tell them to be honest. I know I can be a total SOB at times. Have a terrible temper, and probably a lot of things that piss people off. I've also done some nice things like support TGIA. So say what you really think, okay?
Well, thanks, Bill.
Yeah, thanks so much, Bill. And yes, supporting TGIA does actually win you points in the afterlife.
Yeah.
I'm just going to point that out.
That's as a legitimate claim about
the afterlife.
about the afterlife as any.
Right, exactly. We know as much about the afterlife as any cleric or pastor. Yeah. So that's true.
So there you go.
Do you want to play the voicemail?
I do. This is from Allie.
Hey, Frank and Dan. This is Allie from Florida. Just got finished listening to your last episode, and I thought that I'd share this with you. Personally, I've decided to donate my body to science, but my mother, who is a Christian, has this idea in her head that my brother and I still have not been able to dissuade her from. She wants us to find a beautiful mountain range, the Appalachians or the Rockies, and build a very large trebuchet or catapult, and with all pomp and circumstance, fling her into the mountains. And wherever she lands, that's where we bury her. Many conversations ever since she saw this for the first time on Northern Exposure, her favorite television show, and we still can't get her to understand that that's almost definitely illegal. Anyway, love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Bye.
I love that.
Now, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think you need to honor your mother's wishes.
I do too.
I think you need to.
And she also has a great favorite show.
Yeah,
that was a very fun.
It was a
program.
delightful show.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll have trouble clearing a few legal hurdles.
the forestry service might be a little bothered.
And you can't really, I mean, I don't know that you can rent a trebuchet. I think you're going to have to build one.
You can build one.
That's going to be tricky. All of this is tricky.
Oh, you can find someone to build that for you. There's some sort of like war reenactor somewhere.
Oh no, this is GoFundMe fodder right here.
My mother wants to be launched into the woods.
Build my mother's body trebuchet. I need a cadaver trebuchet, please. Oh, that's good. This is you absolutely, and you need to like put her in some sort of fun position. Her body needs to be in a good. Maybe
just ball her up.
Well, it depends on how you want her to fly.
I guess that's
you
true.
You could put her like lengthwise and get her really nice and long.
Oh yeah,
with her arms sort of over her head in a nice triangle position, and then just launch her that way. Hope she flies like a spear.
You got to let some rigor mortis sit in.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's horrifying. And no, the comforting thing about the wishes of our aging parents and loved ones is that after they're dead, they can't do jack shit about it. So unless there's a legal requirement to do something,
I mean, you want to honor their wishes as much as possible. I mean, I don't know. I would want my wishes honored, to a certain extent.
Sure.
You know? But
if
when
it's
somebody
illegal,
has a really like crazy idea, like my dad wants like a marching band to follow the hearse, you know. So like
I don't know
if it's got like if they've got a good crazy idea, you know, you can get away with a little bit of tomfoolery.
Having heard stories of you growing up in Oklahoma where he lives, marching band seems like a plausible idea.
Oh, you could definitely hire the marching band.
You can get a marching band.
No. You totally could. That one, there's not much to worry about. That one's just a check that has to be written.
Right. Yeah.
Like
exactly.
you just have to figure out who to pay and how much.
Right.
And then you can make that work.
I like that idea. I don't know about the whole trebuchet thing. It's illegal, of course. It's even illegal in most states to scatter ashes.
Yeah,
However, people do it, and that might be a good trebuchet fodder. Is that maybe that's an acceptable happy medium? You put mom in the trebuchet, but she's smaller and more compact. She'll fly farther too.
That should just be a service. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
Get 100 acres somewhere, and on one end of it.
Yeah. Hey, you could have get-togethers and just see whose parents fly the farthest. It's like the Punkin' Chunkin' competition.
Yeah.
See who can build the best parent flipping trebuchet.
There you go.
/ catapult. Anyway, thanks for calling in. Brandon wrote in, "Hey Frank and Dan, I was just listening to the last podcast when you discussed the possibility of turning human bodies into compost. I happened upon this article while I was listening and just thought I'd share it. I love this idea. It's the closest to eternal life I will ever want to get. It's an article that a lot of people sent in. It's a company that creates these sort of seeds. Capsula Mundi is the name of the company.
Okay.
And they create these pods that include like tree seeds in them.
Okay.
And so they enclose the body theoretically in these egg-shaped pods and then bury those, and theoretically you feed a tree as it grows up.
Oh. Like your whole body.
Yeah.
This is not in conjunction with cremation.
No. Your body goes in. These are like, big 6 foot tall things, and your body goes in sort of the fetal position.
Right.
It's like a big egg, and they.
Yeah, I hear you. That's a lot of seeds.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if it works. But it's interesting, and sure,
If you're buried, do you have to be put in a vault, or can you opt out of the vault?
I don't know, and I'm guessing that's a state-by-state thing.
Probably. Huh.
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
But it's interesting. What kind of tree would you want to be?
Oh, I don't know. I would take any sort of just nice little deciduous and a nice little, hardwood.
Okay.
Sort of like a cherry or an oak or something like that.
Sure. I would go beech. I'm named after them. The beecher name is named after the beech tree, and I think that they're gorgeous. They're just lovely.
Or maybe like a Well, I mean, you'd have more longevity with like a sequoia.
Sure.
Yeah, you might as well go for the gold.
Go for the gold.
Be a sequoia.
Yeah. Planted in a place where no sequoia ever was planted.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All right. Well, thanks everybody for writing and calling in. Mm-hmm. Do we have any joyriders to thank?
We have one new donor on Joyride by the name of Richard. So thank you very much, Richard.
Thank you so much, Richard,
for joining in. We're up to 55 donors now.
Oh, that's
on Joyride.
That
We're
is
over $500.
Oh, great.
A month on Joyride.
That's really helpful.
Which is absolutely remarkable. So
it's amazing.
We appreciate it so much. And thank you, Richard, for joining in. And thank you to all of our donors on Joyride.
Yeah. I will say.
Yeah.
We have goals, and we're not getting to this next goal.
Well, we're
so I'm just what I'm doing is I'm asking people to. I feel like we've lost steam on this on this campaign, so I want to re-energize the campaign because we really are trying to meet some goals and make some things happen. I'm sure that
there are people out there who have thought about it.
Yeah, and still haven't done it, or they just haven't thought of it.
So when they get around to it, that's
right.
Good.
I'm just saying, listener, if you're on a device right now that could go to Joyride to thankgodimatheist.com and click on the Joyride button, do so.
Okay,
just do that now.
Yeah,
you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until the end of the show to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Push pause.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll come back. We'll be here when you get back. And what we'll be talking about when you get back, speaking of all of these different things that can happen after your death, one of the things you can do is you can unload some of them origins.
Yeah. This kind of popped up because of an article that I came across about some the UK's youngest organ donor.
Right.
Who his parents named him Teddy Holston. And he was born with a terminal condition where basically his brain and skull did not develop properly.
Oh dear.
Or it sounds like maybe at all. There's a picture. The angle's a little weird, and it's hard to tell exactly what the condition of sort of the top of his head is, but it's clear that he doesn't have a whole head.
Oh.
And
you kind of need a head.
You kind of need the brain to keep you going. He lived for 100 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And his parents were expecting this. They knew that he was born with a twin who was healthy.
Oh, okay.
And they knew that this one though had the this birth defect, and that he would not live long. And so they had planned for this, and knew that they were going to be giving his whatever organs they could. The doctors were able to take his kidneys and use them to save the life of an adult patient who was in renal failure.
Holy crap.
Which
I'm shocked that infant newborn kidneys are useful.
I don't know what happens here. I don't know if the kidneys grow to meet the needs of the adult body.
Yeah.
If they I don't know what ends up happening.
I mean, they're nice because they've never been used. They're not I'm saying they're in good shape.
No, I know.
That's right off the lot.
But this was a story that really, really touched me. And yeah, I mean, the parents clearly gave an amazing gift to whoever was saved by this. And you know what? Here's the thing. They let that child's life brief life means something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I can imagine that there are people in the world for whom this is a horrific thought.
Right.
For whom the thought of taking a newborn infant body and cutting into it and harvesting organs from it is awful.
That's actually where my mind went. I actually I sort of thought it through, and I was like, with it being a baby, I had never actually thought about the body of any organ donor being cut open. I'd had that thought with with the donations a lot of people do with the eye, right? The lens, right? Don't they donate a lens or something? You can take
my dad. When he passed away, he got an eye. Somebody got an eye.
Yeah. And so I've thought about that because it's we're so protective and sensitive about our eyes typically.
Right,
so
right.
I was like, oh, but I've never really thought about somebody being the actual act of cutting open a body and taking out the organs. But with the baby, it was kind of the first thing I thought about was just this sweet little body, and it really got me thinking about donation on kind of a different level. And I'd already checked the organ donor, box on my driver's license.
Sure.
And that kind of thing.
Which I think we should say,
because intellectually I knew that and know that it's so important.
Right.
But I actually hadn't thought about it that much.
Yeah.
On a sort of more visceral level. And I don't know that that's what we really want to be talking about. I know we want to be talking about the importance of it, but because it is something that I think people have to get over.
I think it's important to talk about that because it's one of the main hurdles that people have to mentally jump in order to be on board with organ donation.
Yeah.
People have to get past the fact that they're scooping your guts out.
Yeah. And for me it was never I guess I probably never processed it because I remember being a kid and my mom was so adamant growing up. Like, she was very vocal about organ donation, that being a very positive thing. She was always just like, people need to be checking that they're a donor.
Yes.
People need to be communicating this to people in their life. And I don't even know that she ever knew anybody that was saved from organ donation. She just kind of just got it and really cared about the topic. It was probably something on Donahue or Sally Jesse Raphael that she saw and just was like, yes, and so I just grew up with it. I turned 16, I checked the box.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
yeah, it's always seemed like a no-brainer to me as well, in part because the LDS church that you and I grew up in has no prohibitions about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
There are religions that, even if the religion itself doesn't feel like it doesn't have an expressed position on it.
Oh yeah.
You imagine that a religion like, Christian Science, where you're not allowed to even have a blood, or Jehovah's Witness, where you can't have a blood transfusion.
Right.
You're going to assume that they're not going to be okay with organ donation also.
What if you could drain the organ of all its blood first?
Sure.
And then put the person, the recipient's blood into it. Sort of flush it.
Yeah, you got to do a full flush.
Yeah. Did you look up a list? Do you know who objects to it?
I don't. I know that most major religions don't object to it. So Roman Catholics are okay. Islam, it does not necessarily object to it.
Really?
No.
Islam. Most
branches of Judaism and most Protestant faiths.
Okay.
This is according to the Mayo Clinic's Q&A about organ donation.
Okay.
That said, there are plenty of religions that I'm sure do object. But I think I've actually encountered even atheists, even secular people who aren't organ donors.
Really?
And the objection stops being obviously about God and starts being about, I don't want my body molested, or there are questions. Some people, there are myths about, hospital staff not trying to save you as much if you're an organ donor.
Okay.
I think that's pretty That's the darkest place you could possibly go. I mean, to accuse doctors of not wanting to save you because somebody else needs your liver.
Yeah,
that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's conspiracy theory level nonsense.
That's some pretty faulty
thinking. People are very conspiracy minded, and they get into that place. They go to that place.
Huh.
But truly, when you realize that that literally lives are saved.
Oh yeah.
By every day by this thing. I have a friend who who will eventually need a total kidney replacement.
Oh, wow.
She has some sort of polycystic thing happening. Her kidney is now bigger, about the size of a football.
Uh-huh.
She looks pregnant to some people because her belly has distended from this.
Oh, really?
From this huge kidney that's taking up so much space in her body.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's living a good life now,
yeah.
But eventually she's got to get that thing out and put something new in, or it will kill her.
Oh my God.
So and she's a good person. she does good works in the world.
Right.
Now, mind you, I guess I wouldn't begrudge a bad person a kidney too. Should they need it?
Hitler? Would you let Hitler take a kidney?
Frank Hitler's dead.
Let's say no, he was alive, right?
I don't think I could stop Hitler from getting a kidney. If Hitler wanted a kidney, a lot of kidneys would suddenly show up. They just start coming.
Okay. Maybe Hitler's a bad example.
Charles Manson.
If
he needed a kidney.
Yeah.
Humans are humans. We have to help humans.
This is off the topic, but did you hear about the guy who died in the Utah State Prison because the person who was scheduled to do his dialysis didn't show up for 2 days?
No. Good Lord. There are problems.
Yeah, that one
in the world.
That one got me.
Anyway,
speaking of people in prison, that's the only reason why I thought
right.
that. And medical stuff.
And medical
people in prison deserve medical treatment. I think that's the point of bringing up a Charles Manson.
Right. We have as a society we have an obligation to take care of our people.
Yeah.
No matter what. I mean, we don't have to let them be out on the street, I guess. We can incarcerate them, but getting back to organ donation though, it always shocks me because I came across somebody very recently who it was not an organ donor, and it's just such a foregone conclusion in my mind. Yeah,
I'm just really, really, really surprised whenever I find anyone who doesn't feel like their body should be used for something after they die. Yeah,
I think I just found just now. I probably should have found this before we started talking about it, but I'm just poking around and I found a website called Doctors Against Forced Organ Harvesting, or DAFO.
Ooh.
That seems like it's a different thing. This is about against harvesting organs without prior free and voluntary consent.
Okay.
Here's an interesting one, and this may get us some letters. I'm not sure, but I'm suddenly realizing that I feel like this shouldn't be an opt-in. This should be an opt-out.
Well,
I feel like the default should be, unless we've heard from you, we're taking your stuff.
Here's the deal. According to a 2005 Gallup poll, 95% of Americans say that they strongly support organ donation. Yet, only 40% of eligible donors have registered.
Right. This is my point.
Yeah.
This should be an opt-out.
It's also, since that's not the system.
Right.
This is a get off your ass and check that box.
We're doing a call to action?
We are. This is a TGIA. Come on, people.
Yeah. TGIA. That'll be a regular segment. TGIA. Come on, people. Come on. Get off your duff. So now what we're saying is today
Yeah.
Go if you haven't registered, if the DMV doesn't know, if it's not on your license or whatever, figure out what you got to do and let them know.
Yeah.
I even went so far as to sign up and swab my cheek to be a live marrow donor if anyone ever if I ever prove to be a match for somebody.
They cut you open.
They do indeed, and
it's painful beyond all get out.
Well,
what about that other kidney you're not using?
I would be open to that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm on registries. I'm there. I'm out there.
Really?
They know about me.
Huh.
So if you're wildly brave and manly like I am, you can do that. If you're reticent and scared like Frank, then we're not putting pressure on you to be a live donor of things.
What else could do you have two of that you could donate one of? There's lungs.
Can you donate a lung?
I don't know.
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
I don't. I'll give I don't use like my pinky toes. I don't think much.
Or those could be used as little pincers on somebody's hand.
Yeah, I'll give you what I got. I most of the stuff I kind of need.
Both your eyes?
Yeah, those ones I'm keeping.
Do you really?
It's a matching set. I got them from my mom. I kind of feel attached to them, But if you need my kidney or whatever, I'm open to the talk, to the discussion.
All right. Well, cool.
But at very least, people, even if that's a little freaky outy for you guys, when you're dead, I promise you won't feel a thing.
Yeah.
So let them scoop your guts. It's that's the TGI position is scoop your guts.
What more importantly is most likely, according to the statistics, there's probably very, very, very few of our listeners who don't already agree with us.
Right.
The real issue here is go check the box.
Go check the box. Yeah. Make sure that your family and friends know that you're a donor, so that when you die, because you don't get to tell anybody once you're dead. So if they know, then they can authorize stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we love you, kids. If you want to write to us and let us know what you think about all of this, you can write to us at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can leave us a voicemail. The number is 424-666-8442.
Right. Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
Or in the little search bar on Facebook, type in TGIA Members Only Lounge.
Yes. It's a closed group. No one will. It doesn't say atheist anywhere on it, so you can feel safe to vent your spleen.
Nobody know. They might wonder what it is, but they'll never know.
But they hopefully,
unless they're an atheist too,
right?
Get let in.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you all for listening. We want to thank Mackenzie for all of the hard work she does on the Facebook page,
and of course, thanks to the Red Rock Hot Club for letting us use their music.
And thanks to you, dear listener, for joining us on this fine, fine day.
Indeed. Bye-bye.